Now from Palo Alto, California is Afra Zhao Wang. She's a writer focusing on culture in the U.S. and China. She's also the host of Loud Murmurs, a Chinese language podcast about American culture. Afra, thank you so much for joining us. I want to first talk about this industry of influencers. How is what's happening in China different to what we are seeing in the U.S. with these so-called social media influencers?
So social media is basically disrupting the fashion industry, no matter it's in the US or in China. For China, unlike we have Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube, China has a very unique social media ecosystem where, Weibo, the counterpart of Twitter, Youku, the counterpart of YouTube, and the Xiaohongshu, which is a unique e-commerce and fashion platform, is very prosperous. I would like to say something very special about Xiaohongshu, which is a very unique e-commerce and fashion mixture kind of platform, has already accumulated more than 200 million users, and 70% of them are young people, are the Chinese people who are born, after 1990s. Those are, a group of people who are seeking to be really unique, who don't want to follow fashion forms, who want to express themselves and gaining this attention from social media. So it's a very phenomenal thing. And one thing I would also say is China's e-commerce platform, social media platform, and online payment is such, nicely integrated and making the online purchasing and following all kinds of influencers very easily. So, China's a very wholesome, this internet ecosystem made everything possible.
That report we just heard from Francis talked about a survey. More than half of Chinese college students hope to be online celebrities. More than half. How is that playing out in traditional Chinese households where parents perhaps might be pushing their children towards more practical careers?
Oh, I think this is a very distinct departure for the younger generation that, being an online celebrity, being a KOL, which is key opinion leaders, will gain instant fortune and instant fame. And there's even, there's like some schools or training centers to just train those online influencers and KOLs. And there are also, some online training classes you can pay like 49 RMB to sign up to. The course will teach you how to write a nice caption for your online post, for your online share about, fashion items to reach this online searching engine optimization. So, the market is already really big, and it's not surprising that the younger generation is craving for this kind of new career, which is really different from, what the traditional Chinese parents who think, this stable steel rice bowl, 铁饭碗. I have a lot of friends who are fashion influencers themselves and who are making a very good amount of income every day. And even, myself, I sometimes have this, tendency to share my lifestyle. There's a research about Chinese young people that, Chinese young people, especially the generation, Chinese millennials, when they're following the fashion influencers or following KOLs, they want to copy the KOL's lifestyle rather than purchasing this particular item or luxury item brand, like from Chanel or from Dior.
Afra, I want to ask you briefly, if I can, there are people who want to be famous for doing something, even something silly. We saw them spitting out water, but there are others who want to be famous for making fun of them. What sort of consequences are some of these wannabe online celebrities facing as they expose themselves to such ridicule?
So currently there's a saying is traffic equals money. So, whatever people doing all those provocative things, they're attracting followers. Attracting followers meaning that they can transfer those followings into cash. So Chinese social media platforms and e-commerce platforms is making this happening, making this to have them to transfer their followers to income. So I think this whole industry, this whole phenomenon is really interesting. Even though people are trying all kinds of ways to gain attention, to gain followers, I would say Kuaishou, which is a similar form short video sharing platform like TikTok, is particularly designed for Chinese suburban, or I mean like farmers or some low-income people to share their lives. And the people are making a lot of followers, and sometimes the farmers can use this platform to sell their farming products, to sell their homegrown vegetables through those platforms. So gaining traffic is definitely will have them to gain some real financial fruits.
Afra Zhao Wang, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for your fascinating insight.
Thank you for having me.